They wanted to assassinate the president, members of his family, of his cabinet. They wanted to assassinate me.
We are getting a chance to hear from Tennessee U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn after she was allegedly targeted in the foiled attack against the UFC Freedom 250 fight. Senator Blackburn told us she found out about the plot last Friday and then learned authorities stopped it the next day. She then went to the fight with her family that Sunday. 5 people were arrested, and an affidavit shows one of the suspects wanted to target Blackburn for her support for Israel. She's thankful one of the suspect's mothers contacted law enforcement.
Thank goodness, local law enforcement working with the FBI, and a mother who said something is not right about this activity that my son is participating in.
Senator Blackburn said we should settle our differences and disagreements through respectful bipartisan debate and not with violence.